Hello everyone, this is Marketing Fundamental class and this is week number 3. Today we will discuss about the consumer's behavior, how consumers' behavior affect, how marketers they monitors consumers' behavior. So we will go to the slides. Today we will discuss about the key dimension of customers' behavior. We will discuss about different roles in buying decisions. We will discuss about different theories of decision-making process. We will discuss about the consumer and organizational behavior, organizational buyer behavior. We will analyze the main influences of consumers' behavior, and we will and how these behaviors affect the personal and social influences. We will analyze the main organizational buyer behavior, the buyer class, product type, and purchase importance. So how these classes affect it. We will also discuss about the marketing activities in consumption decision. At the end, we will discuss about the understanding of one's own consumption choice, how these affect. So first of all, there are different types of customers. Number one, business to business, business to customers, business to customers, customers to customers, also called C2C, consumer to business, C2B, business to government, B2G, government to business, and then government to citizen. So these are different types of customers. However, there are main two types of businesses. Those are most frequently used here. Business to customer is the most frequently using here. All businesses, they are selling their product or services to the customers for the personal use or household use. This is called business to customers. Number two is B2B. B2B means business to customers. All product or services selling to other businesses. This is an example. This is called the B2B. There are many examples in B2B. For example, different local companies, they are producing product. They are producing product for other big companies. Similarly, for example, we can say here. So, for example, supermarkets, they are selling their products or services through to the customers. However, different courier companies, they are providing services to them, to main superstores here. So we can see here organizations, those buy products and services to resale. Online retailers and supermarkets are example of retailers. Then we already discussed about the government agencies. Those buy product or services to help them carry out their activities, purchases. They basically purchase from local authorities. Another example is defense department. Different type of raw materials they buy from local businesses, and accordingly they make business transactions. So understanding of customers. All marketers, all business professions, they are trying to find about the customer's need, about the customer's behavior, what they want, what customers basically want to buy, how they buy, what is important for customers, what are their choice criteria, and when do they buy. So these are different factors. All marketers, all the management, they're trying to find it out, and they will make strategies accordingly. Then, who buys? First of all, we should know about the term the buyer. Who is buyer? A buyer is basically we can divide the buyer into five different factors, into five different stages. Initiator, the person who began the process of considering a purchase. Information, he gathers information and then he make decisions accordingly. Influencer, influencer is a person who attempt to persuade others in the group concerning the outcome of the decision. Influencer basically gather information and attempt to impose that choice criteria on the decision. Number three is decider. Who is decider? The individual with the power or financial authority to make the unlimited choice regarding which product to buy. Number four is buyer, the person who conducts the transactions. The buyers call the supplier, visit the store, make the payment, and affect delivery. And number five is user. User is the end user, basically, end user of product or service. Let me give you here an example. In a toy purchase, for example, a girl purchase any toy. So this girl may be the initiator, and she attempt to influence her parents, who are the deciders. The girl may be influenced by her sister to buy a different product, a different brand. The buyer may be one of the parent who visit to the store and purchase any toy for her, and they come back to the home. Finally, that girl, that child, get his toy. So this is basically a process by which there are different initiator, influencer, deciders, and buyers involved. There are different types of consumer decisions: uh, extended problem solving, limited problem solving, habitual problem solving, and number four is variety seeking behavior. First of all, we will talk about extended problem solving. Extended problem solving occurs when customers are highly involved in a purchase of precious things, expensive things. For example, any car, any building, any property. So he will think and he will rethink about different choices. He will gather, he will collect some information. So during this process, marketers they will try to find out the situation, they find out the scenario, and they will try to make an influence on the decision. Number two, limited problem solving. In limited problem solving, customers has some experience with the product or service. However, you know, uh, he is evaluating some external research and evaluation that may take place before the purchase, right? So based on price, warranty, he make decisions accordingly then. So this situation provides the marketers basically some opportunity to make to affect on customers' decision. Number three is habitual problem solving. Basically, this problem is occurs in a specific situation where customers have a very low involvement and a perception of limited differences between the brand. For example, weekly or monthly, we go to for groceries. So for any brand, any brand we buy usually on regular basis. So what we do, and he is getting satisfied from purchase of any product. So what he will do, he will buy that product again. In this situation, advertising may be effective in this situation, that keeping in mind the brand name in the customer's mind and reinforcing them into a favorable attitude towards this situation. Number four is variety seeking behavior. Some people they want to try something new. So so the advertising in this situation, advertising may be effective. They can change this is advertising strategy can change the customer's mind, a customer's behavior towards a uh, uh, specific product or service. The decision making process. Uh, there are basically two ways of decision making process. One is from consumer's perspective, and another one is organizational perspective. If we talk about the consumer's perspective, the consumer decision making process uh, starts with the need. It starts with the problem awareness, or the need of anything. So once he identified the need, he start getting information. Once he received information, once he gathered information, he evaluate the alternatives. Once he evaluated it, then he makes decision and buy that product. Once he bought any product, then he will evaluate the decision, either that decision was correct or not. So post purchase, all customers they evaluate the decision. However, if we talk about the organizational decision making process, they basically identify the problem again. They identify the need of customers, what they want. They determine the specification and quantity of needed item, what type of needed, what type of specification in quality and quantity they need. Then they do research. They do search for the qualification of potential sources. They uh, they would like to search about the different suppliers. Once they received the potential or the lowest cost supplier with the best and required quality of product, then they make a analysis of proposals, and then they evaluate it and select the required supplier. Once they select it, and they start making orders to them. This is this was the way of organizational decision making process. Application of decision making process. Again, uh, we should know the whole complete process, how it works basically. If someone is hungry, then it means we find the problem. We are hungry, right? Information search is we will see what is available. Then information evaluation. In this stage, we will see, we will evaluate, yes, we have option of a cake, we have option of a chocolate. We make decision. In decision stage, we select the product or we select the choice. And then post purchase evaluation, uh, we decide that I should have a cake or the sneaker. That was fine. So after purchase, after post purchase evaluation, we think about our decision. How was that decision? So basically, this is the process of decision making for individuals. The organizational decision making, as I discussed earlier, that the first stage, we identify the need. We then determine the specification and quantity of needed item. We search for the potential suppliers or the potential sources. We analyze the proposals. We prepare the proposals, and then we select the best supplier. We make the orders, and after ordering, we receive the performance feedback and evaluation. So performance feedback and evaluation, it comes at the end when we order anything to the supplier. Right. Choice criteria and attribute used when evaluating alternatives. There are different conditions when we evaluate alternatives. Technical performance. First of all, we will talk about uh, real ability, durability, performance, style, comfort, delivery, convenience, and taste. So based on these technical things, we make decisions, and we make decisions either we should go buy these products or not. So these are basically technical performances. Basically, these are technical things that real ability or durability is there, performance is there, style, comfort is there, delivery is in time, convenience, the product is convenience, or the taste is fine. Number two is economic price. We just compare the price, either it is economical or not. We value for money, running the cost, residual value, life cycle cost, we calculate it. And then personal in personal, we see the self-image, risk reduction, moral emotions. So in personal attributes, we see that is there a self-image, is there a risk reduced or not. And in the social, we see the status, we see the social belongings, that everyone is buying or not. We look after the fashions. Influence of personal buyer behavior. We can see here in personal influences how personal influence affect the behavior. First of all, we process any information, then we motivate the values and beliefs and attitudes. We see the personality, how personality basically influence someone's thinking. Lifestyle also affect the the people's thinking, their behaviors, and the life cycle as well. It affects the behavior of people. In social influence, we can see here the culture. Definitely culture affect the people's people's their behavior. Social class as well, what type of what type of uh, social class do you have. So sometimes people, they look after that, we have to maintain our standard. So basically they so this social class, this standard basically affect their influence as well. And the last one is reference group. So reference group sometimes they basically affect the influence of the buyer's behavior. Sometimes people, they refer that let's buy this product. So based on this social influence, we change our mind and we buy any specific product or service. Classical and operant condition. What is mean by classical condition? Classical condition is the process of using an established relationship between a stimulus and a response to cause or learning. So let me give you an example of advertising. So in classic basically condition, there is a specific visuals. They are attached. Let me give you an example of conditioning. Advertising of soft drink will typically will show the groups of people having fun. And when this type of advertising is constantly repeatedly show up, it shows the level of association with the drink consumptions and the happiness. So this helped to explain a big well-known brand repeatedly advertised. So whenever we watch this this advertising, so we think that that this soft drink is create basically the happiness. The operant conditioning in individuals respond to the stimulus that offers the most satisfactory reward, and subsequently the behavior is repeated. The more reward responds to the more likelihood of repeating a purchase. For example, free service of new shampoos, free samples of new shampoos are distributed to a large number of households because the use of shampoo is costless. It is used and because the desirable properties. So it is likely an enforcement and likelihood of its being bought, its purchases, it will be increased. So classical conditioning uses an established relationship between stimulus and response to cause learning. In advertisement, in advertising, a humor is known to accelerate to pleasant response and is used in the belief that these pleasant feeling will be the condition of the product, that uh, when we will use this product, we will feel pleasant, we will feel happy, we will feel fun. Operant condition is, is reinforcement through rewards. That yes, there is a free sample, let's try it. So based on, based on this try, this free sample, after a certain period, people they start buying, and their business start running them. Maslow's theory of hierarchy. Basically, this is a motivational theory. There are different stages of this theory. Number one is, here we can see the psychological. First of all, Maslow, he says that we should keep in mind the basic needs of the customers, of the of people. What are their basic needs? First, we have to achieve our basic needs. This is our psychological stage. Once we get the basic needs, then we have to look after the safety. Safety is basically the long-term survival and protection we are looking after. And then we are looking the belongingness. At this stage, we need the social security. We need affections, and we are looking. We are trying to be a part of society. Once we achieved this level, we will be looking at a status. At this stage, we will consider ourselves as a successful person. After this stage, we will looking after the self-actualization, that yes, I have get each and everything. Now my goal has been completed. Now I'm feeling satisfied. So this is the self-actualization stage, uh, and this is the last stage, which basically present the completion of goal, which represent the completion, which represent the satisfaction level. Diffusion of innovation. What is diffusion of innovation? Basically, all products or the services, they have a life cycle. So with the passage of time, it goes up, and then it start declining, and after certain period, that product will be eliminated from the environment, from the market. So at start, here we can see, uh, in horizontal, we can see the percentage of adopting, and here we can see the time. So in start, we can see here this this curve is at the minimum level. So the innovation at the start, innovations, there are just innovators are like 2.5%. So we can see that in start, we sell oversale is just 2.5%, and no one is buying our product. However, with the passage of time, 13.5% means there are some early adopters. They are trying to buy our product, and then with the passage of time, we can see here 34% of early majority, they have adopted, they have purchased our product. And then we can see late majority after certain period, over sale curve is going down, and then at the end we can see here laggards, that the sale or the adoptability has been decreased. People, they are switching from our product, right? Because there are many other products have been offered with the more value, with the more with the more quality, with the more in variants as well. So this was the innovation cycle. Based on this innovation cycle, all marketers, all the management, all the businesses, basically they keep in mind this thing, that how they will start, how they will provide their product to the market, and how people they will adopt, they will buy their product with the passage of time, and after a certain period, their product will be eliminated from the market. That's why they have to maintain their qualities. They will have to maintain their standards, and with the passage of time, they will make some changes to maintain their product to be part of this market. Influences of organizational buyer behavior. We can see here organizational buyer. So it affects basically by the three types. We can see here buy classes, product types, and importance of purchases. So let's discuss about the buy class. What is mean by buy class in organizational buyer behavior? The buy class means organizational purchases may be distinguished as either a new task, or it could be a straight rebuy product, or it could be a modify rebuy product. A new task may be when there is a new product that has not risen previously. There is no previously product was offered, so let's offer a new product. This is called a new task. Modify or modify rebuy. So the modify rebuy means when a regular requirement for the type of product exist, as well as buying alternatives as well. However, there are some changes occur uh, just because of those changes. We change our mind. So it could be a delivery problem, or it could be any supply chain problem. Number three is straight rebuy. Straight rebuy occurs when an organization buy previous purchases item from the suppliers already judged acceptable. Routine purchases procedures are set up for facilitate to straight rebuy. So all regular purchases from us from the suppliers is called straight rebuy. The product types include product, and then constituents, products, facilitates, and MRO. MRO means repair and operations. So all materials, components, and plant machinery, product or services, these are all comes under the product type. So whenever companies they are going to buy these products, these raw materials or plant or these things, so they have to keep in mind the cost. So they are keeping in mind the cost effective suppliers. So whoever will be, providing the cost effective or the cheaper product, cheaper raw materials, or other components like plant equipment, machineries. So they will buy from those suppliers. Then importance of purchase, as I discussed, importance of purchase is very important. So definitely they will monitor the cost of all items. So wherever they will feel the some discounts, they will see some their saving costs. So they will buy all those products accordingly. Reward demand. Many businesses basically they spend a lot of money, and they want to know about the consumers' demand. As I discussed, many businesses, marketers, they spend considerable amounts on advertisement to final the consumer, because to finalize the consumers. Why? They would like to know about the customers' demand for business products. What type of customers basically they need product or service. We will see here. Driven demand, how demand can be driven. First of all, demand for education. We have to all basically all marketers, all professionals, they basically they demand for education. Then they delivered demand for textbook, they delivered demand for paper, they deliver demand for pulp, they deliver demand for the forestry products. So basically these are different stages of any demand, how demand basically rise here. This was basic chapter summary of the week number 3, consumers behavior, how they behave, how they identify their needs. There are, what we discussed today, there are different key differences between consumer and organizational behavior and organizational buyers. There are 5 roles in the buying decision making groups. Initial, we discussed influencer, decider, buyer, and user. We talk about the different level of involvement in a purchase situation, that how affects the number of stages. We also discuss about the consumer purchase choice criteria. We discuss about the main influences on consumers buying behavior. We talk about the how organizational buyers behaviors are, like buying buying class, product type, and importance of purchase. And then at the end we discuss about the driven demand, how it basically how demand basically raised here. So this was week number 3. Thank you very much for listening patiently. Thank you.